you decide to act on anything you hear about today, unless it benefits our guests, or us, or both, please leave us out of it. With that covered, let's jump into the world of how did I get here.
All our savings, we spent it on her. Got the medication alone, the oxygen alone, we spent it. So I was like, God, there's nothing I can do. At that point, I nearly ran away. Yes. Because I nearly left her in the hospital. When I look at my husband, I said, my husband is so caring person. I can't leave him in this condition. I called someone that was close to me. I said, please, can you borrow me 50 cedis? The first question she asked me is, your husband not there? I shed tears. It hits me so much. It was so embarrassing. Because, you know, in this life, people feel when you are married, you have it all. So you don't need to be asking on this thing. The thing hit me. I was like, no, I can't take it anymore. It's okay.
Hello, Joyce.
Hi.
You're welcome to How Did I Get Here.
Thank you so much.
It's great meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Shall we begin?
Sure.
Fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Joyce Atomehe. I'm a fitness instructor, mother of 3, and married to a teacher. I'm a half Ghanaian and then half Nigerian. I love singing. I love playing football, volleyball, and eventually I church at Winners Chapel International. I live in Kaswa, and I eventually married a Ghanaian. So because of that, I'm here staying with him. So that is what I can say about me.
Being both Ghanaian and Nigerian, can you tell us a little bit about that part of your life and how you ended up choosing to live in Ghana?
Okay, so let me say eventually I was born in Ghana. We are 5. I have 4 siblings, including me, making 5. So I'm the last born, 2 boys and then 3 girls. So when I was small, when my dad died, that was when my mom brought us to Ghana. So we live our whole life in Ghana. I school here. So after school, I came to Kaswa. I was living in the Volta region with my mom. So after school, I came to Kaswa, staying with my elderly sister. So when I was there, you know, hustling for job and to get job. So that is how come I met my husband, and we started dating and then courting and eventually got married and then have beautiful kids.
What do you do for work?
For now, I'm not working. For the past 4 years now, I'm not working because of my daughter that I gave birth to. She's diagnosed with cerebral palsy, and then Harris's Curtis with high fever and then seizures. So because of that, she's the main reason why I'm able to work again, because I can't take her around to the gym, to the stations for training the people. So I have to sit at home taking care of her, because I can't carry her all around, going up and down, because taking care of them, their condition, it demands time. You have to have all the necessary time for them to take care of them. So that is the main reason why I'm in the house, not working, taking care of her.
Your decision to stay home and take care of your child is one that is admirable. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
The condition actually is it's very high. It's very difficult to take care of a special child. At first, when I gave birth to her, she came with the skin. The face hole was like kind of an animal. So when she came, I was like, dog. this is not a normal human being I've given birth to. They're like, oh, it's normal when you, after birthing the child will be okay. And I said, oh, no, this is not a child. This is not a baby that I'm carrying. This is a different thing altogether, because the whole eyes, you couldn't figure out the eyes were. So later we have to be rushed to the hospital. So when we got to the hospital, they said she's normal. So it's normal with baby, so she'll be okay. And I said, okay. So I came home because that's a first time mom. So we were trying to handle her. The skin started peeling because of the skin looks like kind of lizard. So we started peeling off. Well, what is going on? So that was on the 8th day. Unfortunately, on the 8th day, we realized that she had jaundice. The skin turned very yellow. I mean yellow. And then immediately started running temperature as high as 41. So we quickly have to rush her to the hospital. So when we got there, they have to put her under the phototherapy to run some tests on her. It's just that unfortunately they couldn't get her veins to exchange blood for her, so she was just left like that and were discharged back home. So when I got home, it was so difficult. Because you've given birth to a baby and you really want to have your child, playing with the child and doing all those kind, but I couldn't get that time, because always you have to wrap the baby. No one has to see the child because of the way the skin was. And that time my mom and my husband really stood with me. My mom used to say something. He said, you can never know someone's capability until the person gets to a particular point in life where it looks as if there is no hope. That is where you can know. So when I got there, I was like, my mom stood with me. So the skin started peeling off, and the discharge, there were a whole lot of discharge from the head to the toe. It was, the description is just like, morikoko. That is how the whole thing was. So it was smelling. Really, really smelling. So first I didn't even pay attention to it. It was my mom was like, it was like, Joyce, did you realize something? I said, Mom, what? She said, take note. I don't want to say it. So that was when I realized that my daughter is smelling. The discharge was just too much. When you if I carry my daughter, you see the discharge all over the dress. So it got to a time we don't have to wear her in the dress again. We just wrap her in the cloth, holding her because of the heat. Always running temperature. So when she was 3 months, I realized that always the hands always curve at the back. She was not stable, sitting down. Mom, what's going on? She was like, she doesn't know what's going on. She has given birth before, but this one looks strange to her. So I left her and I came back I gave birth at her place. So I came to my husband's place. So 4 or 5 months, you realize that no. Always by then, so I didn't know what was seizure. I didn't know that this is called seizure. So she was seizuring. When she's actually seizuring, when you're in the next room, you could hear her voice seizuring, the tongue coming out, the whole eyes, the whole body. We took her to one of the hospital, and then when we got there, by then she was 7 months. So they said, Madam, we did some analyze, and then we realized that your child has cerebral palsy. I was like, what is cerebral palsy? Because I have no idea what cerebral palsy was. I don't know what is it. So they explained. So to me, I thought it was something normal that maybe later on, a month later, a week later, it will be over. Not knowing. So it got to a point, the seizure became so high. Every day, temperature 41. So we have to always put her inside water. So we were rushed to another hospital, and then that was how she was admitted in the hospital for 3 months. We slept in the hospital for 3 months, seizuring, and then she lost oxygen. She couldn't breathe, so they have to put oxygen on her, sustaining her to come back. And then all of a sudden you realize that she started passing stool. Watery stool was just passing like that. So the doctor was like, they gave me a notice and said, Madam, this one dear, your child, you have to pray. And I was like, pray for what? I don't believe my child is going. She's not going anywhere, because I won't let her go. It was like, it's normal with children like this. They normally pass out at early stage. And I said, okay. So to me, the only thing I believe in is God. So I started praying, and then I always anoint her. So it's always there in the hospital, 3 months, getting to 4 months. No, what's going on? So later on, the thing came down, and then we were discharged. We came home. That very day we got home, the night, it became so severe again. So we have to be rushed back to the hospital. We were also in the hospital for so many months. And it got to a point where I realized that, no, this is a situation I need to deal with so serious. The skin too was peeling, uncontrollable, seriously. And financially, we were down. All our savings, we spent it on her. Got the medication alone, the oxygen alone, we spent it. So I was like, God, there's nothing I can do. At that point, I nearly ran away. Yes. Because I nearly left her in the hospital. Because I'm like, I turned, and my family too were not that stable, you know. So I said, no. This was a thought that was just coming, just leave her. And I was like, no. When I look at my husband is so caring person. I can't leave him in this condition. So that challenge was in my mind, leave. This one said, don't go. This one said, leave. I was like, no. So I stood and I called one of my pastors. I said, Joyce, this is your test. You need to pass it. So just stand with this child. So that was how come I stood. And miraculously, the hospital there, one of the doctors came. She was like, woman, I've seen what you're going through. I want to be of help to you. So her medication, she was the one who took care of her medication. So a week later, we were still in the hospital. So the thing became so much. Now, you can't, when someone is helping you, you don't have to be putting pressure on the person. So I just had enough. I said, no, this one there is enough. So I told one of the doctors if they can discharge us so that we come home. So we came home, and then we were handling the whole issue on ourselves. The situation became so hard again. We were referred to another hospital. So we came to a different hospital. There, I had no choice. So I was like, I'm on Facebook. I see people seek for help. So why wouldn't I try? That was my first time stepping out to ask for help. It was so embarrassing. So much embarrassing to, go on Facebook, your face, you put your daughter picture there seeking for help. So by then so I did a video, my first time shoot. I didn't even tell my husband. So I did a shoot, and I was like, I need help. And that day when you see me, it was like I lost weight. I became so slim, So I'm like, I need help. This is my daughter. This is what she's going through. So people started mocking me, people say, hey, Joyce, we know you. What's going on? This. So people who supported. Those who also mocked at me. But I never gave up. So when the help came, we used that for her medication and other things.
When you put yourself out there like that, by any chance, did you encounter people that you knew from your past, like your peers, your schoolmates, people that you know?
Oh yes, many of them. My mates, I encounter a lot of them. And where the shame came was, someone you went to school with, and then they are in a position, and you also have your goals, you want to achieve this particular thing, and then you stuck at one place because of your child. It was when I saw it, and whenever they called me, they said, Joyce, is this you going through this? It pierced me. It's like it's so hurting. Serious. Seeing your mates, all of you went to school, many of them having kids, in a position that you dreamt of having, and then you stuck at one place. You can't just imagine.
How old is your daughter?
She's 3 years, getting to 4 years. She can't walk. She can't talk. She can't sit. She can't do anything. Eventually, even eat it. So the only food she sustained on is Cerelac. That is her only food. It got to a point we have to do surgery for her. But with prayers, and she was diagnosed with an ear impediment. She couldn't hear. So we have to solicit funds to buy an ear aid for her. But I joined one platform called Alpha Hour. That was when I joined, and through prayers and anointing her, miraculously, the ear opened. And that is a shock to even the person who did the examining on her. So she could hear. It's just that the only thing, she can't walk, she can't sit, she can't do anything. So imagine the pressure. carrying her, always backing her. And one of the most difficult parts is for her to smile. It got to a time, you see this hair, I just cut it last year, October. I have to do dreadlocks because of her. And she was my inspiration for doing that. You know why? I realized that whenever you are playing with her and you are shaking your head, it makes her laugh. Even when she's having seizures, it will just stop. So I did that. So always you see me shaking my hair, sometimes my whole, like that kind of aggressive play. And that's what she liked. But I got to a time I said, no. The money you have to be using to even do the dreadlocks, overlocking it. If I use that money to buy medication for you, it will help. So I have to just cut it. So I told her that, you see, I've cut this hair. It's not because of, I don't want you to be happy, but because of money. And where we have gotten to, if I communicate to her, she'll understand. She knows if I'm in pain, when I'm sad, she knows. She really knows. Yes.
Joyce, you mentioned your husband didn't know the first time that you were asking for funds from the public. So what was his reaction the first time he found out?
For the first time when he saw it, and he was, I would say he was sad, or he was actually sad. Let me use the word sad, because to that extent, to go to Facebook to beg for even what to eat, even got to a point, even ourselves, what we even eat in the house was something. So when he saw you, was like, Jane, what? And I was like, you should understand me. Even me as a woman, it's shameful to me as a woman to go to public to be asking for help. But I just forget about who I am as a woman. But I want the best for my child. So I told him that anything I can do except selling my body out, I will do it for my child to be okay. So he understood me. So he actually, he doesn't like the post. Whenever I post it, he doesn't want to watch it because it's so shameful. You understand? And it's made seeing it and all that thing. But eventually he understands. Even till today, that's what we do to seek for help. And I want to stop because help is not even coming anymore. Okay. You eventually do it. You do the video. People at the point, people were insulting me. They said, oh, you asked, you do this for yourself. And I said, no. So one day I got so angry. So I have to do a very live video, carry my child. And people saw it. By then, me even sitting here was grace. Myself, I nearly left. Yes. And my child, on several occasions, even this, her birthday, this January, she nearly left. She was going. When he said she was turning blue, the seizures, the skin turned so. When you see the picture, you can't stand, you can't be it. You see that, no, is it this child? And the skin was so unimaginable. It's just that it's so painful to have a child like this taken care of if you don't have the finance support.
Children are precious, each in their very own way, and you've mentioned you have some really dark times. Do those dark times involve any regrets at all?
The answer is no, I've not regretted. Because one of the things I've realized this child does to me is whenever I'm sad, she has a particular smile she gives. I don't know, and it's just like this, lightning, how light shines. Even if you carry her, you will feel it when she gives you that smile. I don't know how it happened. So whenever I see that smile, it makes me understand that I've not regretted having her as my child. And she has been a blessing to me. And one of the things she has caused me to know more is God. First, I thought I was prayerful. But she came into my life. She made me to know God more. To know God more. To have time for God. That is one of the things. That is the best gift she has given me, to know God more.
The funny thing about life is that we all end up in the grave. But it's the beginning and the journey that is different for everybody. When would you say it fully settled in your head, the circumstances that you currently are in?
Okay, so that was last year. When our landlady called us that her money for rent and the money we're having, we're supposed to use it to pay the rent. But because of her medication, her seizure medication, which is very costly, we have to use that money to buy us. Like, no. So if we should be sacked here, where are we going? That was the point the thing hit me so much. I said, no. So if I were not to have this condition, this wouldn't happen. But now this is the situation. And at that particular moment, there was not even food to eat. I'm telling you. Yes. And I called someone that was close to me. I said, please, can you borrow me 50 cedis? The first question she asked me, is your husband not there? I shed tears. It hits me so much. It was so embarrassing. Because, you know, in this life, people feel when you are married, you have it all. So you don't need to be asking and those things. The thing hit me. I was like, no, I can't take it anymore. It's okay. So that was when I just... this was...
What are the doctors now saying about her illness, and what are your plans towards that?
Okay, so for the doctor's plan, for now, eventually we're going to almost 4 hospitals. The big hospitals we should know about. They can't. They said there is nothing that can be done. Last year we were supposed to even take her to the US for treatment, but the money they mentioned was so huge, so we couldn't. So right now, my stand here is, I say doctors have given up on her, but I have not given up on her. I see her very soon being made whole. So I'm not going to take care of her as a sick person or as such condition, because there is not only one condition she's going through, 4 conditions at the same time, one person. So my plan now is, I love fitness. That is what I love doing, and I'm going to pursue it, and aside that, establish myself in certain things, because now when you have a child with cerebral palsy and you are even selling something, people don't want to buy. Because I've tried it. Yes, people don't want to buy your things, and you see sometimes mothers even complaining they don't want to buy. So I actually plan of going back to my fitness if it will cost me to even carry her there, or even do it online. However, I just have to do it, because I wish I can even carry on my head to sell, because I've tried it before. That is the point. I wish I can carry it to go and sell, but I can't, and the other brother too. So that is my plan for now. Just seeing her made whole, then I continue my life. But apart from that, it means eventually I'm going to sit at home taking care of her for the rest of. But apart from that, my faith tells me she'll be fine.
Did your daughter's illness have any impact on your marriage?
Let me say, that point, since the whole thing started, the new life started, we started having arguments because of the stress. But this one is stress, this one is also stress. You see, it started showing worse, but God in His own ways, we try to, put things in place not to. And where sometimes it affects is my stepson. I have a stepson where sometimes the whole shout goes on him. So you see, eventually the whole thing, pressure is going to him. And at a point, it nearly cost our marriage. But I thank the Almighty God for sustaining us, because I am blessed to have such a man. If not by the grace of God, he would have left me long ago, because of the condition. Because most women, their husbands are no more with them. But me, I'm fortunate. I'm blessed to have him again with me. And he has been very supportive, because sometimes he goes to school early by 6. He has to take care of her, and I have to take care of the other one. He will be stressed. Come back. He has to help me, because I too, when I'm in the house, I have to carry something. I have to carry Makafu here, carry the small one here, feeding the 2 of them at the same time. at a point I have to break down. But with that love supporting me, it's keeping us going.
You are a brave and courageous woman for what you've been through and for what you continue to do for your daughter. And there are lots of people that are watching you right now who are also going through a similar situation and wondering, what to do next with themselves. What words of encouragement do you have for such people?
Okay, so what I can say now is, anyone watching me right now, before you want to give up on your life, watch me, because I've not given up. Because having a child suffering from 4 conditions at the same time and still standing with God, you shouldn't give up. At a point, you feel like even killing yourself. You feel like running away. You feel like running from everybody. You want to be alone. But just watch yourself. If you are still breathing, that gives you hope. And that is enough for you to give the best to your life. Because you might kill yourself, but life still goes on. But you killing yourself doesn't mean that the situation is over. Someone is still going on the same thing what you are facing. So never give up. Keep on, strive hard. And one of the words encouragement I can give you is keep the word of God inside of you, because it never breaks. And one of the scripture that keeps me going is Jeremiah 23:29. He said his word is like a hammer. It's like a fire that breaks every rock into pieces. So that word always keeps me going. And that is what has brought me to this far. If not, I would have given up. So don't give up. There is hope. And the future is bright with Christ if only you accept him into your heart. That's all I can say.
Thank you so very much for those words of encouragement, Joyce.
You're welcome.
And I hope and I pray that your circumstances do get better.
Amen.
And what you have done here is phenomenal, sharing your story the way you have. Thank you, and thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This show seeks to remind us that everyone has a story, and these stories can offer wisdom, provoke thought, provide comfort and community, and in the case of Joyce, remind you that if you win the battle today, then you live to fight for tomorrow. The ultimate aim is to inspire and educate, and also highlight the remarkable human capacity for growth and adaptation, because life twists and turns can lead to unexpected destinations where we will definitely ask ourselves, how did I get here? Cheerio, guys.
Supported by Order and Eat Delivery Only Restaurant and Shots Professional Courses from the League of Entrepreneurs.
Before we get started, here's a little something our lawyers insisted we share with you. The thoughts and words and stories of our guests belong solely to them. If you decide to act on anything you hear about today, unless it benefits our guests, or us, or both, please leave us out of it. With that covered, let's jump into the world of how did I get here.
The day before the finale, when I came back from campus, my gown wasn't there, including other people's dresses I had to go and give them for their presentation. They were all not there. Not knowing my mom had taken all because she didn't want me to do the pageant. And I was like, really? I cried till the next day. There were some people I wished I never met, because it's like, even though I went through a lot at the age of 12 years, I was still going to school and still learning how to sew. You get it? I felt like it was a good experience, but going to the extent of meeting people is like, they are cool with you. It's like they want the best for you. They want you to get whatever you need in life. But deep down, they don't support what you do. They want to bring you down.
Hello.
Hi.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
I hope you're good and you're ready.
I'm ready.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so Lilian Dinali Okun is my name. I'm 19 years of age. I'm a fashion designer and a student. I'm also a Ghanaian, but a little of foreign breed in me. Yeah. So that's what I can say for now.
Can you tell us about the little bit of foreign that is in you?
Okay, so my mom is not a Ghanaian, but my dad is a Ghanaian. Yeah.
And where's your mom from?
She's from Switzerland.
Is that why your face is shaped a little bit foreign? I kid.
Maybe.
Let's dive into your family. How's the family dynamics like?
Okay, so I actually grew up with a single parent. My dad died when I was, I think, 1 year old. Yeah, so I've been with my mom my entire life till now. And I have 4 siblings, including me, so 5. And I'm the last born. Yeah, and I'm very close to my mom. So I'm normally called Mommy's Butters.
What?
Yeah.
I don't want to assume I know what that means at all. Did you and your mom have discussions about your dad?
Yeah, when I was growing up, my mom told me. And it really hit me when I was growing up, because I think going to school and when I was schooling, because my dad was a custom officer, most of the students that come around, their dads come to pick them up and other stuff. So I sometimes sit aside and be like, why me? Why is it that I don't have a dad to come and pick me up every single day to tell me, baby, I love you? Or maybe he's always there for me, the way they come to pick their children up, send them out and all those things. Yeah, it's like my mom was the only one there.
So your mom has been there the whole time?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Sometimes I feel sad for her, maybe the suffering aspect, but sometimes I also feel happy having a mom like that, because she's very hardworking and determined to keep us.
You mentioned the suffering bit.
Yeah, so a lot of the time, if you have 2 parents, let's say maybe your mom is going to take some parts, your dad is also going to take some parts, but here lies the case, everything is on her, you know, and being there eating, your schooling, the school fees, what you're going to wear, everything is going to be on her. And if you sit aside and you see my mom from a distance, you see sometimes she thinks a lot. And it's one thing that breaks me down when I see her like that.
Have you had discussions with her on this?
If you try talking to her like that, it makes her very emotional. So anytime I see her very emotional like that, I make sure every night I check on her if she's breathing. Because if she becomes too emotional, she cries a lot, you know. And it's one thing that you would see that it's really painful.
It's understandably harder to move on after the passing of a husband. Have you seen her made any attempt to move on with someone else?
No. She said she doesn't want to because of us. She doesn't want us to maybe meet another person and maybe the person going to maltreat us and other stuff. So she wants to get time to work to take care of us.
But would you want her to settle down with someone else?
Okay, if I had someone who was really determined to take care of us, like a dad, that's going to be okay. But most of the way my mom was speaking, from her perspective, you can see that most of the guys that come around, they come because she has her own house, she has her own thing, so they just want to come in, you know. So she doesn't want to get married.
How's your relationship with your siblings like?
They are very cool, very, very cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. Tell me about school.
Okay, school is fine. School is nice. But just that I normally get little challenges in school. That's because I'm not she's my friend type, like befriending females. I always want to be around males. Yeah.
Now, how did that come about?
Okay, so I've looked at certain things, and I think way back in SHS, I had this female friends, and I was willing to actually give everything I had, because I felt friends being there for you is one thing that if you are down, it's going to help you. Because I was also the down type. So I helped them and everything. But it got to a time, it's like they were backbiting. We were 3 girls. No. Yeah. But 2 actually turned their back on me. And even that was my first time befriending females. Because way back, I think in JHS, I was only with males. I eat with males. I work with males. Everything with males.
What are some of the things that they said behind your back?
They said, I feel my mom is a white and I'm too low. They said one thing that really hurts me. They said I listen to what they say and go and tell other people, which was wrong. The 2 who actually took their parts, one was the one doing that. Yes. So I think later, when we came to university, before they discovered that, but at that time I had moved on, so, and I wasn't ready to because I was anybody.
I assume you have a lot of male friends now.
Yeah. A lot.
And are they friends?
Friends.
So male friends and Kwa.
Male friends.
No female friends.
Oh no, female friends, no. Okay, yeah, I think I have one female. I met her in the university. Yeah, Mariam. She's a Muslim, but I think she also moved from our place, so our school, so she's no more there. So now I work alone, unless my male friends come around. Then. Yeah.
So what are some of the experiences that shaped your time in school?
So I'm offering fashion designing, okay, in school, and because I'm not a friendly type, I'm very friendly, but to the females I'm not, because I don't want them to get the chance to speak to me or to talk about me anyhow they want, but not knowing that I was wrong. Even though I don't talk to them, I don't give them the chance to get closer to me. They talk a lot. Being in my dressing, being in the way I speak, being the way I'm through my lectures and other stuff, they still talk about it.
Did you go deep into the fashion?
Yes. So I went into pageantry because of what I was going through at the point of seeing my mom always down and stuff. I felt, okay, I had a dream of becoming a model, you know. I liked working, I liked doing styles, even not on camera. So I felt, okay, then there's my chance to grab this so that I can do it, get far. So I got this opportunity, and this opportunity I got, my mom wasn't in agreement with it. She didn't want me to get into pageantry because she felt pageantry was, you know, a whole lot of things. You expose your body and stuff. So I tried convincing her, but she didn't give her mind to me. So I think a day before our finale, she took my gown and everything, because I sewed my own gown. I was a fashion designer. I didn't want anybody to sew my gown for me. So they gave my material and stuff, and I went to sew it at home. So I think the following day when I came, the day before the finale, when I came back from campus, my gown wasn't there, including other people's dresses I had to go and give them for their presentation. They were all not there. Not knowing my mom had taken all because she didn't want me to do the pageant. And I was like, really? I cried till the next day, and I decided not to stay home. I felt maybe a way could come around, I would still participate in it. So even living home, because she took everything, my money, my everything. So I didn't even get what's the name, lorry fare to go to campus or something. So I called one of my male friends, and he helped me out. So when he sent me the money and everything, I went to campus. Now I was left with my gown I was going to wear, my heel, if I'm to change, or my makeup, my hair, and the contestants who were having their dresses with me for their presentation. So I was confused. So thanks be to God, okay, the contestants had other things they were to wear, and when it came to me, it became a problem. You know, it became a very huge problem for me. So my male friends that I had, they were the one who volunteered and contributed to go and buy a new cloth for me. So at that point, I couldn't sew, I couldn't do anything. So what came into my, I had to do dripping. And the dripping, it's likely, I'm wearing heels, and the heel is almost like 4 inches, 5 inches. So what if I step on the drip, because it's all with pins and stuff. So I was still thinking, and I had no option than to do dripping. So within the GP, after we do whatever I wanted, I just did the dripping. And even though I was going on this, I was still afraid that my gown would, understand, because my hair was long. So during everything we went, so I think when they were about to choose, we were 20, so they had to move 10. And the 10, that was 10 males, 10 females. So they would take 5-5, you know. So when they took the 5-5 from it, I think the first 5 girls they were taken, I was part. I was like, wow. That's what my mom say. She'd be like, into me, choir. Do you get it? So I was really down, but fortunately for me, they actually called me back and they brought someone else and they were evicted. So I was left with 5-5. I was there, first runner-up, I didn't hear my name. Second runner, even most eloquent, no. Most talented, no. Nothing. So I just felt that was it. So I was just in a hurry to leave the stage. I felt they should just call the queen, and there were 2 girls ahead of me. And I felt no, those 2 girls did well. Not even as in duo. I felt they were very intelligent, so I felt maybe they would be taken either as a queen or something. So I was there. They were mentioning. I was there, they just mentioned my name as a queen. I didn't know what to do. I just started crying because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it at all. I wasn't. So that was how it. Yeah.
When you go back home, what was waiting for you?
My mom was giving me attitude. She was like, she didn't send me to go and do it. Even my gifts and stuff they gave to me, those who supported us and stuff, she said she won't touch anything because she didn't send me to go and do it. And at that point, they gave me a scholarship and they gave me 2,000. Yeah. She was like, she won't touch it, a whole lot. But I just felt it's because it's fresh. But as time goes on, she's going to understand because I didn't come back in vain, because there was something I was going to help. At least my school fees will be paid for a year. And that money that's for a year, it can actually do something. So
she still doesn't support your dream for fashion?
No, she does.
What changed her mind?
I don't know. If she's the one who took my money from me.
Okay, so you managed to convince your mom about the fashion, but what about the modeling?
When it comes to the modeling career, she doesn't support it that much. She feels it's about exposing your body, Yeah, but I also feel I want it to be like something that can empower people, something that can impact something into people, not mainly you exposing your body. Do you get it? That's what I really want to do now. So that she would know it wasn't because I wanted to expose my body, but I wanted to do something good out of that.
Do you have any plan for if she doesn't come around on the modeling?
Oh well, if she doesn't, I'll just abide by her things, her rules, her everything. Yeah.
You'd be willing to sacrifice all that?
Yeah, and I'll focus on my fashion designer.
Really? Okay, my question is, if you're willing to sacrifice it right now, then why didn't you do that when she was against it during the pageantry?
Because at that point, I had no option than to do it. Because we had done our grooming for the past weeks and it was just one night ahead. And if I was to take myself out, there would be one person missing and it wouldn't be possible for you to go on like that. So I just had to do it.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Do you have any backup careers aside the fashion and the modeling?
Yeah, nursing.
Do you plan to blend fashion, modeling and nursing?
Yes. When it comes to the nursing, I've not yet started though. I'll start schooling maybe next year. But the way I think I can add up all those three things is, for now, I've started an agency. And that agency, I feel I have people, siblings who are really trusted that I can put them on that side to help me out. And when it comes to the fashion is not an everyday thing. I do that at night. Yes. And I don't go to campus every single day. So I feel I can put a fashion down for some time, pursue my nursing. When I'm done, I'll pick up together. And I know I can do that.
You are very well articulated and you've been able to paint a picture for us to see how life growing up as Lillian has been. What would you say are some bad experiences that stood out from your childhood up till now?
Meeting certain people in my life.
How so?
There are some people I wished I never met. Because it's like, even though I went through a lot at the age of 12 years, I was still going to school and still learning how to sew. Do you get it? I felt okay, it was a good experience, but going to the extent of meeting people is like, they are cool with you. It's like, they want the best for you. They want you to get whatever you need in life. But deep down, they don't support what you do. They want to bring you down. And it's one thing that I dislike. I wish I never met certain people like that, because I met one girl who was willing to help me out. Yeah, I think I wanted to start this agency some time ago, but I didn't have people to support, because when you're starting, they want it to be money, do you get it? But I was looking for people who were determined, people who were ready to work with me without thinking of the payments now.
Like an agency?
It's something like a modeling agency, but not mainly modeling. I want to do mentorship, I want to do ushering, I want to do the modeling, and also the running working.
And you found a supporting friend?
Yes. So she told me she was ready to help me out, telling me a whole lot, motivating me. She knows I can do it, everything. Not knowing, she was also sitting with her friends, telling them how she wanted to bring me down. You get it? So I think when I started some time ago, she was the one who spoiled everything. I even discovered it when everything was spoiled. And her friend she spoiled me to became close to me, and she saw I was a cool person, I was a nice person. So she's the one who exposed everything to me and how my things went down. And I was like, oh, really? So I advised myself. And even though I was heartbroken, I felt I don't have to let that bring me down. So I have to build up upon myself. Because my mom always tells me that the way she has been a good woman to support us. I don't think I want to grow up and maybe if, I'm not saying that should happen, but in case my husband passes away or something, I can also take care of my children. So I felt, okay, then let me just stand up, do whatever I want. Because if my mom has 5 children and she's able to cater for every single of them, how much more just a single me, without children, without anyone, I'm being taken care of. So I just picked myself up, kept things together. And these same male friends I have, they're the same people who helped me out. Until now, they're still people helping me out.
Okay, you just mentioned your male friends help you out. Are you dating?
Yeah.
Does your mom know you're dating?
Yes.
She's fully aware?
Yes. You said, am I dating? I was.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, was dating, and your mom knew about it. Was your mom okay with you dating?
Yeah, she was okay. She feels, Akolano, catching some man in your car, she will do it. Do you get it? So she feels it's better she gets closer to you, know what you're doing, advise you on what you're doing, so that maybe you don't bring problems to yourself. But she's not going to tell you to stop, because she knows Okachi will say, Jaika, you still do it.
There's a perceived notion that foreign parents are encouraging of their kids. They give the leeway for experimentation and communicate quite well with their kids. Is that your experience with your white mom?
Okay, my mom, she's strict sometimes, yes. But I always tell my friends, it's those who came out of money, like my aunties and other people, so she doesn't see, if her child is to fall right now, she knows obviously I'm apijano. You get it? But when it comes to my aspect, my mom feels you have to train the child. Only now when you her cramp, she can still live. You get it? So if she's to be too lenient with you, like do whatever you want, she'll not talk, blah blah blah, she's going to feel she's not a good parent. So when it gets to my relationship like this, she told me everything that could come out of it. She even told me guys cannot be trusted. Yeah, she told me. And she told me a whole lot, but she said that doesn't mean I'm not going to get married, or that doesn't mean I'm not going to get into a relationship with anybody. Yeah, so she told me that at my age, I'll see a lot of guys out there who are going to be nice, who are going to be caring, all sort of things, but I should really be careful, of course. So she's not that strict.
Your last relationship, how was that?
I met this guy in uni, okay, and I felt he was matured enough because apart from schooling, he had other things he was doing. So he was one person, okay, fine, I could talk to. He was also going through a lot, so I felt I could understand him because according to my friends, his past relationship was hectic. So I decided, okay, then I understand certain things. You also go through a lot, so we can keep things moving. Everything was okay, everything was fine until one day he started acting weird. And I didn't do him anything. His friends even bear witness that I didn't do him anything, but it seems he started acting weird. So I asked him what was wrong, and he was like, he doesn't like it when his girlfriend is around guys, like most of her friends are guys. And I was like, really? So I asked my brother, that is it bad for, and my brother was like, to him, he doesn't see any problem with it. That's if only you really trust the girl. And I was like, okay. So I didn't talk on that. And I asked him later on, and he was like, he doesn't like when his girlfriend is always around him. And I asked other guys, even my friends, that this and this and this and this. And they were like, no, there's no guy out there who would say his girlfriend, he doesn't want his girlfriend to be around him, because if you really love your girlfriend or you really want her to be beside you, every time they are, no person won't change. I was like, okay. So at that point, I just thought maybe he had someone else apart from me. Yes. So I'm not going to fight over that. So I asked him if he wants to leave or he wants us to, and he was like, he wants us to go on a break. So I was like, which break time is this? So if that's the case, he should just say whatever he wanted to say. If maybe he wants us to break up or something, so that I can leave myself and keep moving. Then he didn't want to say anything. So I think 2 days later, I wasn't replying his text. I wasn't even getting the text to even reply. So I texted him and I was asking how he was, and he was delaying my text and stuff. So I asked him if he wants to book. I should just sit there. He was like, yeah, you should book. I was like, okay, fine, no problem. And I left. So now I feel it's okay. I just have to focus on myself and build myself.
Well, you definitely did type to him like a hard girl, but underneath all that, did you feel any emotional pain?
I felt because since I was giving birth, I had not dated. Yeah, I dated one, but I wouldn't say it was a date because it's like you meeting someone who really cares about you and you guys just move. Yes. So he was one person. Yeah, he was caring. He was generous, and he made me feel no matter what, he was there. So I didn't know why all of a sudden he just changed towards me. So that was one that really hurt me. But apart from that, I was cool.
Would you say that your childhood, how you grew up, your family dynamics would have an influence on your own family one day?
No.
Are you putting any things in place to ensure that?
Because my mom has always been supportive, one, you understand? And she always wants to see us happy. So I don't think that's going to be a problem for us. So I don't have any plans of putting those things in because she's not going to cause any problem.
What words would you like to share with your dad if he were here right now?
That I really love, and I really wish I could spend every single moment I had with him, because I heard a whole lot about him, but I never got a chance to experience that. Even my own siblings tell me a whole lot about him, but I didn't get a chance.
There are many cultures all around the world that believe that the dead might be past but they are not gone, and that they live amongst us. They hear and see whatever we do. It is my honest belief and hope that your dad just heard the words that you said, and it is my wish that that gives you some solace, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for coming. You've been fantastic.
Come.
I would like to reiterate that the show is a reminder that everyone has a story, and that these stories can provide wisdom, they can provoke thought, and most importantly for us, for those that share a connection with our guests, they provide a sense of community and comfort. So as much as we inspire and we educate and we hope to highlight some of the remarkable human capacities for growth and adaptation, we also hope that as you watch this show, it helps you navigate the twists and the turns of life as you ask yourself, how did I get here? Cheerio, guys.